Five Fine Products YouTube channel. I wanted to take this opportunity in this first video to offer some tips and some hints and some secrets and other things like that to combing your beard. Alright, so I have a very dense beard and it can be very, very difficult to control. Especially on the sides, it gets very, very fluffy. All right, so I found that there is all kinds of different things that my beard will do, depending on the weather, depending on how well I slept. I mean, there's all kinds of different factors that go into what it's going to look like, and sometimes it's easier to control than others. Okay, so the first thing that I recommend is some beard oil or beard product. In this case, this is the product that I make, Five Fine Beard Oils. Okay, beard oil will help to keep everything down. It will help to keep it manageable. It will help to make sure that it doesn't get tangled, and it'll make it smell nice and keep the hair soft and the skin healthy. So there's a lot of benefits to using an oil. If you have really unruly hair, you can take it to the next level and you can use some sort of like pomade or like a beard balm or something like that, which also Fi makes a product like that. So I highly recommend checking out our stuff. So what you want to do is you want to take some of your product, and by the way, this combing technique will work even if you're not using any product, okay? But it is a good idea, especially if you have a very thick beard, to use some sort of product. That the density of the hair follicles on your face will, at least for me, causes my skin to get very, very dry. So using some sort of product, not just for keeping it manageable, but just generally speaking for your facial hair and the health, it's a good idea. So I recommend it. So the first thing that I would say for this brushing technique, get a brush like this, okay, that has these wood pegs instead of plastic, and a comb that is wood as well, okay. And actually Fi just started carrying these wood combs that are just made specially in America by Americans for this business, my business. So recommend checking those out as well. But the reason for wood is that, well, there's a couple of reasons. It doesn't pull the hair as much. It doesn't create static electricity like plastic does. It helps to prevent getting split ends. There's a lot of reasons to use wood. The wood distributes the oil more evenly, and this is on your hair as well. Obviously, you can use these both on your head, but it distributes the natural oils a little more evenly with using a wood comb like the ones that Fi carries now. The oils will, the product you use will absorb into the comb a little bit, and so you're kind of getting like a distribution of oils every time you use it. So it's kind of cool. It's like an oil dispenser somewhat. So now to the actual technique. I use my my brush here first, and with a beard like mine, to get it shaped so it looks good, you want to have it sit correctly on your face, right? Because that's ultimately, when you're combing a beard, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get it to sit the way that you want it on your face. It's not just about the beard, it's about how it fits into your face, right? Like, most of us don't want our face being this size and then our beard sticking, out like this, okay? So I take my brush, and there's a few things that I will do. Brush it up and out like this. Okay? And I get it up in there because, in particular, my facial hair is really, really thick right there, really, really dense. So I'll comb it all the way out like this, right? The reason why I do this is because I will do this to help my skin underneath breathe, right? Try to kind of throw it out a little bit. Then it allows some air to get in there a little bit easier. You'll feel it when you brush your facial hair like that. And I recommend doing it gently. You don't want to pull out all your hair, go kind of gently and work into it. The other reason why I do this, especially if you have just put in some sort of product, it kind of gives you the opportunity then from here, right? Let's see, lighting's kind of dark. From here, it gives you the opportunity to kind of sculpt down to the shape you want, right? So you brush up first so that it's kind of froed out, and then you can kind of work it down from there, okay? So at this point, I'll usually just kind of start lightly brushing it down. And you want to remember that underneath your beard, you've got your chin and your jawline, okay? So how you're holding your brush, the angle that you're holding your brush at, makes a difference. So I typically will hold my brush in such a way to where it's brushing it down like off of the edge of my chin, okay? Just kind of go, get it all brushed, just so it brushes off the edge of the chin. Get it all around, okay? And sorry for the lighting there. Now it's sitting kind of down a little bit more, right? Okay, now you can stop there. That's probably a fine place to stop. It's going to be sitting, where it's sitting. Now, if I don't do anything, like I don't trim underneath, anything like that. So my beard can get pretty out of control because I kind of let it do its thing. But at this point, what you can do, or what I sometimes do, is actually, instead of just brushing down and off the jawline, sometimes now I will actually brush. Let's see if I can get the lighting a little better. I will actually brush down like that, right? Now what this is doing is almost the opposite of the first thing we did, brushing it up and out. Alright? Now, as you can hopefully see with this, again, terrible lighting, because there's a window behind me, it's sitting more down under the jaw now. Now it's still a little bushed out because I'm using just an oil, and with how crazy mine gets, I have to kind of use a balm or something to really, if I want it to really lay down, which I'm generally not that concerned about how well, let's see here, there's a kitchen, how far down it's sitting. I don't really mind that much, right? Then at this point, I'd kind of go just underneath, just a light brushing out, kind of get it to that point. Then I'd maybe switch over to the comb, run it through a few times. That's where you're gonna get the oil distribution from the comb and all that, and right? Okay, so that's kind of what you're getting, and it still looks a little bushed out, but you're gonna notice that the hair on your beard is gonna look a little straighter, right? And that's partially from the process of brushing it up and out and then down. It just kind of straightens out the hair. It'll be all nice and not tangled and such. And then normally at this point, I might take a fine-tooth comb and kind of run it a little flatter because I don't like it bushing out so much. So I might run it a little flatter. But yeah, so there is just kind of one technique that I use sometimes. It's good for the hair, kind of stimulates the the follicles and gets it to breathe a little bit, like I say, which is important for your beard. So there it is. That's kind of the first technique that I am sharing with you all. And like I say, thank you for watching the first video on the new channel for Fifine Products, which is a all made in the USA, high quality oils by me, a military veteran. And I thank you for watching, and I will hope you will check us out more.